So I'm going to try something a little bit different here. Been making all my videos sat down. I didn't really like it though, so let's try doing it standing up, open body language. Makes it easier for people to follow my advice. Anyway, hi guys, my name is Tom Kendall Fitness, and today's video is going to be about getting started in the gym. So, when beginning your journey on self-improvement, improving yourself, improving your mental health, improving your physical health and your social health, one of the best things you can do is to start going to the gym, start working on your body. It's kind of common knowledge that the better that you look, the better that you're going to feel. So a little disclaimer before we get into the kind of step-by-step guide I'm going to give you. There are certain things about your appearance that you cannot change, whether that's your skin colour, your eye colour, hair colour, you know, if you have big ears, a big nose or something like that. Those are things that you can't change. There are people that will make fun of you for these things, and even once you start to get into good shape and start to improve yourself, those kinds of people will probably target you a bit more for those things that you can't change, because those kind of toxic people kind of develop a hatred for people that they make fun of and they see actually trying to improve themselves, because they're trying to keep you down, and if you begin to improve yourself, they're really going to get jealous of that. So one thing that I will say is if you do get to the point where you find yourself in shape, don't be surprised if people are still making fun of you for things like moles or warts, and if they are making fun of you for things like your skin colour and stuff like that, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. But especially if you're at school or something like that, don't be afraid to go and tell whoever the authority figure is there to try and get that sorted out. If you find that the people that you're hanging around with continue to make fun of you whilst you're trying to improve yourself, I would say the issue there is not with you. You shouldn't be doing this to impress other people. Well, I mean, getting in better shape as a bloke or as a woman is always going to be about trying to attract other people and giving yourself kind of the best opportunities in the dating market. But if the people that you're friends with and that you're hanging around with continue to make fun of you for trying to improve yourself, I would say find some different friends. Easier said than done, but you will be better off in the long run. Anyway, let's get into the video. Step 1, basically make some purchases. Buy a gym membership, buy some protein powder, and buy a fitness tracker. Spending money on these kind of things will really help to kind of motivate you to keep going, because if you buy these things and then don't go to the gym, you're basically losing out on money that you've spent. So it's basically making an investment in yourself. Buying a gym membership is always going to be better than paying as you go, because it's going to be cheaper. Buying protein powder, I get mine off of My Protein. Mine right here, so my flatmates don't steal it. It's just like gold. It's not expensive. Bag every month. Yeah, it's going to cost you about 20 quid a month, but it's not too bad. Especially if you would otherwise be spending that 20 quid or more on takeaway. And where is it? Getting a fitness tracker like I do. Well, my parents got me this, but it's a Christmas present. These things are great because they really help you kind of visualize your progress, and you can see your improvement on graphs and stuff like that. It is quite nice. It turns it into kind of like a little video game on the phone app. So yeah, spending money on these things is a great way to kind of motivate yourself to keep going to the gym, saying, if I don't go, I've wasted my money on these things here. Step 2, you need a plan. So the worst mistake when beginning your fitness journey is going in without a plan, because you're basically going in blind. It's not going to be good. So first of all, you need a good split, whether that's push-pull legs, full body, upper lower, bro split, anything like that. Choose one that's going to work for you. So obviously push-pull legs is a 3-day thing. So I tend to go to the gym 6 times a week, so I can do like 2 cycles of the push-pull legs. Upper lower, maybe if you can go 2 or 4 days a week, you can do it once or twice. Full body, you can do that whenever you want. Bro split, I think bro split is 5 days, so that kind of fits into the whole week. But the most important thing with these plans is that you must incorporate progressive overload. To cause hypertrophy and to cause that muscle growth, you need to incorporate progressive overload, which is something that a lot of fitness YouTubers don't, as much as they emphasize it, don't really explain how it works. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that kind of promote their bodybuilding plan, but it's basically powerlifting, which is kind of a mistake that I made where I started going, where I was training for strength, like going up the weights and stuff like that. But to actually build and grow muscle, you want to be looking in the higher rep ranges. If any of you've done like GCSE PE or have a basic knowledge of this, you will know this, but I knew this and still didn't do it. So I'm gonna really try and drill it into you here that you need to do progressive overload to make that hypertrophy happen, basically. My advice is to go into the gym when you have your plan, find a weight for that particular exercise that you think you can do 15 reps of, which is kind of the highest range of reps that we're going to be going for. Do that weight for 15 reps, 3 sets. If you feel you can go higher, go higher. If you need to go lower, go lower. Note this down, and then the next time you do that like workout again, whether it's like upper, so the next time you do upper, or push, the next time you do push, increase the weight by 1, decrease the reps to 10, and then every time you do that workout, increase it to 11 reps, 12 reps, 13, 14, 15. And once you get to 15, increase the weight and drop the reps again. This is a really good way to kind of stagger out your progress. Make sure you're progressively overloading your muscles, so make sure you're growing them, getting that hypertrophy effect, and it will prevent you from getting to that kind of plateau point of just going up the weights until you can't go anymore. Plateauing and feeling like you've reached kind of your peak, which is, I felt like I'd reached. I got to like 26 kilos, like dumbbells, doing the chest press. I was doing it for like 6 reps though, so it was basically strength training. That is quite demotivating. To make sure you're progressively overloading, staying in between 10 and 15 reps. Yeah, take my advice, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Once you get to 15, drop the reps, increase the weight, and then go through that again. The key to building good habits, like weightlifting and stuff like that, is keeping motivation high, and that's what we're trying to do here. Step 3 is eating the right foods. I'm going to give you a nice little analogy here. If you're going to upgrade your Nissan Micra to a Ferrari 458, it's no use using the same economy fuel and stock tyres. Unless you're being fueled by the right foods and nutrients, you're not going to run at your kind of like maximum capacity. The worst mistake that I made when I tried to get back into the gym was thinking I didn't need to get my eating back in order. And funnily enough, it didn't work. I didn't feel good in the gym, didn't feel good when I got home because I wasn't recovering properly. I felt like crap, I felt tired, and more importantly, I felt demotivated. Eating healthy, whole foods will make you feel much sharper, more focused, and you'll make progress far, far quicker than if you're eating like junk food and stuff like that. There's a big kind of issue in the fitness industry where a lot of these kind of top fitness YouTubers quite clearly have eating disorders, where they do the like 10,000 20,000 calorie challenges. They eat loads of sugar, like you see, like their breakfasts are always like really sugary cereals, and they always have bagels and stuff like that. You want to be eating healthy whole foods, because sugar is really, really bad for you, and a lot of the population are actually addicted to sugar, which I'll make another video on because I'm quite interested in that subject. So yeah, make sure you're eating healthy whole foods. If there's an ingredient on something that you're about to eat that you cannot pronounce, put it down and get something else. Pro tip that I've recently incorporated into my own training is going to the gym first thing in the morning, having a scoop of protein powder before my workout and another scoop afterwards, to kind of make sure that whilst I'm training, during my training, and after my training, I've just got all kind of everything in my system is basically just protein and fat, low carb, so I don't like get like a carb crash halfway through my workout, and it kind of keeps the effects of intermittent fasting. So I start eating at 12 o'clock. Yeah, it just helps keep me sharper, a bit more focused. If you want to do that, that is a nice new thing that I've been involving in my training. Step 4 is to make sure you're getting enough recovery. Working out is great, and I hope that, like I did, that when you start training and seeing some progress, that you learn to love it. Some people will always love going to the gym. Some people, like you see David Goggins, he runs every day, but he hates running. But that's kind of the gist of it, really. It's all about the discipline of keeping going, even if you don't like it. If you know it's good for you, keep doing it. However, it's very important that you're getting some periods of resting. There are other fitness YouTubers that have various ways of getting rest, such as like never having more than one day off. I've seen that on some of the kind of minimalist channels. A good one that I used to do is doing like 3 days on, 1 day off. That's a pretty good one. That was good whilst I was in lockdown and I didn't really have many other commitments. But the way that I found to keep the most consistent is basically just to train every day until there's a day that you genuinely can't go. Because say when you're doing the 3 days on, 1 day off, so your training days are like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, take the day off on Thursday, then do like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you get to like Wednesday and then you can't go to the gym, but then Thursday is your rest day, you end up going on Thursday and then it all just kind of gets thrown off, and then it never actually ends up being 3 days on, 1 day off. So yeah, I've just been going every single day until there's a day that I can't, or say that I've got leg day but I'm still sore from my last leg workout. I just take a day off and do the leg day the next day after a good day of rest, because there's genuinely no point in still kind of focusing on a muscle that's still sore, because you won't be able to go as hard as you did last week. And the whole point of progressive overload is to try and work out a little bit harder than you did work out before. Train harder than last time, in the words of Coach Greg. So yeah, basically train every day until you can't. Step 5, final step, sleep. And no matter how good of a physique that you've built, I like to think that I've got a pretty decent one after a few years of training on and off, or how clever you are, everybody needs sleep. Working hard in the gym and eating all the right foods but then not getting enough sleep is like revising for an exam and then smashing your head off the wall right before it and giving yourself amnesia. Your body needs time to rebuild the muscle that you spent your workouts breaking down. At least 8 hours every night are required, otherwise you will not see the progress that you're hoping for. You will still build muscle as a product of kind of tearing the muscle down and eating the protein, but you'll make so much more progress if you're getting enough sleep, because you're kind of maximizing that window when you're sleeping, when your body's kind of rebuilding the muscle with the protein that you've been eating throughout the day. Working out, eating healthily and getting enough sleep are kind of like the holy trinity for me when it comes to building an aesthetic physique. Without one, the whole thing kind of falls apart. So to summarize, step 1, make some purchases to become kind of personally invested in the journey you have ahead. Step 2, find a solid workout plan that's easy to follow and make sure you're incorporating progressive overload into that. That's the most important point. Step 3, make sure you're eating the right foods, healthy whole foods, and if you're about to eat something and you see an ingredient on the packet that you can't even pronounce and you can't even find it on the internet, put it down, eat something else. Step 4, give your body the time it needs to recover from your intense workouts, but not too much time. So what I mean by that is, allow yourself time to recover, but don't take too many days off that you're actually resting more than you are working out. And step 5, get at least 8 hours of sleep every night so your body can rebuild the muscle that you've helped to break down. And just to go back over the point I made at the start of the video, there are certain things about your body that you cannot change, but working out, building a good physique is something that you can do to improve the way you look. And if there are people around you that make fun of the way that you look, whether it's physical deformities or anything like that, skin colour, report it, stand up for yourself. Don't be afraid to tell that person that you don't like the way that they're speaking to you, and ultimately find some better friends. Anyway, this has been Tom Kendall Fitness. I hope you enjoyed this video. If it was helpful, leave a like, subscribe, watch some of my previous videos, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.